One UI 7 has transformed the Galaxy S24 Ultra. It has made this phone feel like brand new again. And whilst it took a really long time for it to get here, I want to see whether you're better off getting One UI 7 on the S24 Ultra or the newer S25 Ultra with its version of One UI 7. So let's go. When the S25 series launched, lots of people were impressed by the final version of One UI 7. However, as we know, it wasn't actually final. So let's look at the feature differences between the final version that's on here and the actual final version that is now on the S24 Ultra. So starting with the Now bar. The Now bar was on One UI 7 beta. It was very limited and then got expanded here with the S25 series. However, there is a feature that is part of the Now bar, but more specifically part of the live activities that is not actually on the S25 series. That's the media player. So the media player can be part of the quick panel. You can see it on the Now bar, but with the S25 series, you won't see it as a live notification in the top corner. Whereas if you look at the Now bar list, you'll see media player on the S24 series, but it won't be there, or at least it's not in the same area as what it is on the S25 series. And then when you actually use it and start playing music, on the S24 Ultra, you see the little live notification in that top left corner, which you can expand out and then control the music. And you don't have that on the S25 series. You have to go into the quick panel or the Now bar each time you want to actually use the media player. I think the way it was done on the S24 series has actually sort of, one, the way it kind of always is, just added that live notification in, and then two, made it even more convenient to sort of access your music because you've got multiple ways of controlling it. Next thing I noticed with the differences is that the battery icon on the S24 series appears to be the final version of it. It's sort of narrow but tall and like really fat. I do prefer the one that's on here with the S25 series, but eventually I imagine this will get updated. The next thing though is the charging animation for that battery icon. It's a very, very small detail, and really no one will be looking at their phone charging going, oh, I wish that was better. But when you actually see them next to each other, this is so much smoother. The one that's on here, it kind of just jumps out at you. It's like it's missing frames. And then again, when it retracts back into itself, it's just missing a whole bunch of data. Whereas on the S24 series, when you plug it in, sort of graciously expands out and then easily and softly retracts back into itself. Very smooth, very nice. Again, I imagine this will get it very shortly. And I hope that the next part of this comparison, the S25 series, gets an update because there is a massive disparity here. Galaxy AI features. Now, the Galaxy AI features are pretty much the same. I'll go through the differences in the offerings a little bit later on in the video. What I want to compare here is the performance of some key Galaxy AI offerings. Starting with Generative Edit. Generative Edit, Samsung have upped the game of how this works. There's a combination of on-device and cloud processing taking place. When we compare just the cloud processing part of it, this photo of my daughter sort of riding on, what's those things called? Merry-go-round, that's the one. And you can see I removed the polls in both, I removed the background people in both. The startling thing is that both of them actually sort of remove the stuff in the background at the exact same time. So there's no performance gains from the S25 series when you're sort of using Generative Edit. What you do get from Generative Edit, if you don't like processing things on the cloud, is you can actually process on device. And when I did an example of that, it completed it in roughly the same time as the S24 Ultra, but the S24 Ultra cannot process only on device for Generative Edit. Only the S25 series can. However, the output is a little bit different. You can see in the background of the photo there, it hasn't quite sort of fully regenerated what it was removing, whereas the S24 Ultra, with its cloud-based, did. I then wanted to compare Audio Eraser. When I did this with the beta a couple weeks ago, everyone was like, oh, it's the beta, but the S24 Ultra was better then. So I can only imagine now with the final version, hopefully they've just maintained it because it performed so well. I ran the test through twice. Each time, so this is the first run through, you will see that for about a minute or so video, just removing background noise, the S24 Ultra smokes the S25 Ultra when it comes to saving the clip. This is the same video shot on the S25 Ultra that I quick shared across. So there is no opportunity for it to be like, oh, the S24 Ultra is not capturing as much information because it's the same information. I went back and retested it after I had the process data on device turned on, and then I turned that off, and then it's still the same. The S24 Ultra absolutely smashes the S25 Ultra with saving and rendering an audio eraser file. Wild. The S24 Ultra did take a while to load in the audio eraser, whereas the S25 Ultra was a little bit faster, but the output, way better. And then I wanted to test the sketch to image, which is the new updated version of sketch to image and drawing assist. Again, in each function that I tried, the S24 Ultra pretty much matched the speed of the S25 Ultra. There was no disparity there. Whether that be drawing assist and generating an image that way, the same. Whether it be adding in a reference image to sort of load and turn into a AI portrait of some kind, or whether it be putting in a text prompt, it all was the same. So from a Galaxy AI perspective, you're not actually losing performance. In fact, you're pretty much gaining performance in some key features like audio eraser. That performance gain actually extends into camera. Not in the way you might think though, because what I wanted to test here was log. Both the S24 and S25 can capture log video. And you can also correct the color and apply a LUT within the gallery on both of them as well. Same thing I did with audio eraser. I shared a video captured on the S25 Ultra across and then corrected the color and then saved it. Initially, it looked like the S24 Ultra was maybe the same, but then it pulled ahead and saved and rendered that video quicker than the 8 Elite for Galaxy. It shows me that the optimization of the S25 Ultra is not final yet, because I ran it again, this time with a longer clip, 2 minutes long. Same phone took the video, the S25 Ultra, shared across. And again, even though this took longer to render, the S24 Ultra still did it faster than what the S25 Ultra did. So then it got me thinking, well, if that's the case for sort of the new features, what about just general optimization for like video editing in Galaxy Studio? I loaded up 3 clips, 3 of the same clips on both phones. Whilst the S24 Ultra took a really long time to load the clips into a timeline, the S25 Ultra was done like that. The S24 Ultra, when I exported it, again, did it faster. It's quite staggering to me that after all of that, you really can see how good the S24 Ultra is and will be, especially when you consider the optimizations that One UI 7 has given it. But just because you have all these advantages in performance on the S24 Ultra, which is wild to say out loud, there's still some things that it misses. First one is now brief. I don't know why, though. When you consider it how well it performed with audio eraser, log video, and then rendering video just in general, I don't understand how it's not going to be powerful enough to do the now brief. The now brief works fine on the S25 Ultra. It's quite fast, it's snappy, gives you really nice, relevant information if you're part of the Galaxy ecosystem especially. The other reason why I could probably think that it's not there is to do with the NPU that the 8 Elite for Galaxy has got compared to what's on the 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy. The reason why I say that is because of that processing data only on device piece that I spoke about before. That allows more AI features to run natively through the chipset on the S25 series as what it does on the S24 series. Maybe that might be part of it, but from what the now brief is right now, I don't see a reason why it couldn't exist on the S24 Ultra, but it doesn't, as you can see. Second one is single take pre-record in the camera. Again, another one I'm just very perplexed by, because all this is capturing 5 seconds of video and saving it sort of, I guess, in the background before you capture your single take. Why couldn't the S24 Ultra do this? It's effectively motion photo, but for another mode. I don't understand. I spoke about this when I did the camera comparison. There's really no reason why it couldn't just capture that 5 seconds, hold it in the background, and then add it to whatever footage you capture yourself. But at the moment, it's exclusive to the S25 series on that version of One UI 7. And then there's the Expert RAW features. The S25 Ultra can capture 200 megapixel RAW photos. Staggering, really. You can go check out how to use Expert RAW on the S25 Ultra up here. But the S24 series didn't get any of that with Expert RAW. You don't have that 200 megapixel come across. You don't get the virtual aperture feature coming across. And you also don't get the Astro portrait mode that's on the S25 Ultra across on the S24 Ultra either. So there's probably a few other things around the phones that are different in terms of the software. Overarchingly though, there's not a lot different here. That being said though, using One UI 7 on the S25 Ultra does give you a different sort of feel. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that One UI 7 was purpose built from the ground up for this phone. And it's very obvious signs that that's there. The animation fluidity being one of them, but also the fact that the design and the aesthetic of One UI 7 is more rounded, and that goes with the rounded hardware design of the S25 Ultra. But One UI 7 has breathed new life into the S24 Ultra. As you saw in my last video, the cameras have improved. You've got performance optimizations with the new Galaxy AI functions, but also just performance optimization in general. Plus, you still get this signature note design with its squared corners and rounded frame, plus the Bluetooth S Pen functions, which you will never find on the S25 Ultra because it just doesn't support it. If you can get an S24 Ultra right now and then get One UI 7 loaded on here, your phone will do 95% of what the S25 Ultra can do. And you'll be able to do that for a fraction of the price. So it really sort of begs the question, with this update, a lot of people have been saying it's taking too long, but when you see what it can do to your phone, I think it's been worth the wait, even if you don't agree. Hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits. Go check out all my other videos, including the camera comparison I did between One UI 6.1 and One UI 7 on here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.